All right, so it's a weekday. I just got off work. It's Friday? Thursday or Friday. So it's been a really busy week. You saw the last clip was the car on the dyno. So basically the dyno session, we did the gas with the new injectors. Went cool. So went to switch to ethanol. And from what I understand from Danny, the tuner, Unrivaled Tuning, he said that when you switch to ethanol, when you have a really good tune on gas, it should just be like a pretty similar map. Just more fuel, obviously, but it shouldn't be a lot of changes. Switch to ethanol, and he was like, hey, changes, it's like not the same. It's like being weird. So he made some changes. He was trying to figure everything out. Luckily, Holley Performance hooked me up with a fuel pressure basically like a fuel pressure gauge that I could hook into my ECU. So the ECU was saying that we were losing 7 to 8 psi of fuel pressure at, I think he said 5,000 RPM. So that was really weird. We were trying to figure it out. We ended up metering the fuel pump while the car was on, and I was seeing 14 volts at the fuel pump, or no, at the battery, and about 11.3, 11.4 at the fuel pump, which is a huge loss. He said ideally, in a perfect world, half a volt is the max you drop, and I had nowhere near that. So this week we have been rushing to get the car back to roughly 14 volts on the fuel pump. Went to swap out to the new fuel pump. New fuel pump is a smaller body than the old one. Couldn't swap that out, but I changed the filter on it, checked everything looked good, made sure all the lines were still good, changed the cartridge in the fuel filter, or the filter element, changed the wiring. So normally my cars run off of the arc switch panel, which I'll put a picture of right here, and the arc switch panel is controlling everything because it says it can, but my mistake, it can't. There's no way. The wire feeding it is a number 6 wire. There's no way it can feed everything that it says it can feed. I believe online it says you can put a 30 amp fuse on every single of the 8 switches, but there's no way. So now the switch panel is just a switch panel. It's all it's doing. It's controlling relays. The relays are fed with the proper size wire. We might still have an issue somewhere else down the line, because after doing everything, fixing everything, I'm seeing about a 0.8 volt drop on the fuel pump, which Danny says is still a little more than you want to see, but it's way better than it was. So hopefully everything goes good. We're gonna go back to the dyno on Saturday, and because we never even got to spray nitrous. So go back Saturday, get the ethanol tune, which I'll have some cool news about that later today, and then get the nitrous also on the car. And today, where we are, is, if I have any footage of any of this, I will, of the old stuff, I'll put it in right here, but I don't think I was able to film anything because I was basically working on the car till about 11 p.m. every day. So got this fixed. This comes out of the bottle. This is the pressure switch and the pressure sensor for the gauge. So I'm here at SoCal Nitrous. I'm not sure if you can see that. They are super cool guys. They fixed this up for me. Like an old trick, I guess, is blue thread locker on the threads, and that seals it up. I don't know. Everyone online said to use PTFE paste, and then like the old forums, when I went way back, it said blue thread locker. Didn't believe it. Came here, they said, yep. So they did it for me. Should seal great. So gonna head to the house. We should be going to Wesley's shop tonight to pick something up, and if all goes well, then we will check back in when we get to Wesley's shop tonight. Hello, party people. So many things have changed. I am currently working on the car, wrapping the side quarter, or the rear quarter panel. Supposed to have a tune tomorrow. Danny called me from Unrivaled Tuning and said, hey, can't happen tomorrow. They're redoing the flooring of the parking lot. So, the asphalt in the parking lot. So, we're gonna work on getting the car wrapped, getting everything dialed. The front main seal was leaking, so we're gonna replace that tomorrow. Go pick up our surprise tomorrow, which I will announce I'll announce it in this video. So we'll pick it up tomorrow, and yeah, I've just been here wrapping the car. I might put the camera to show what I'm doing right now. But for the most part, I've just been here wrapping the car. So that's why I haven't filmed anything, because I don't normally film when I'm wrapping the car, because I get self-conscious about it, because I get stressed out about it, and B, because I'm trying to get it done at this point. There's just so much to do. So let me see if I can set something up to show a little bit of me wrapping the car, and yeah, go from there. This might look good right now. So, yeah, pretty good. Not too bad. Gonna trim the edges and yeah, cut this up. Good morning, party people. It's Saturday. It's 6:57 a.m. It's pretty early, but we gotta go to Wesley's because we gotta drop off some relays for him, and we have to pick up a really, really exciting package that just arrived at his shop. It's early and I'm super tired, but it's hard to not be super excited about what we're gonna go pick up. We'll check in about an hour from Wesley's shop. I don't remember if I said this yesterday, but it sounds like my tune is gonna be Monday after work. So this weekend we gotta get, our front main seal was leaking a little bit on the car at the dyno, and it was pushed out. So I had that issue before. I never had that issue for like 3 years, and then now I'm having that issue. So I got to look into that, replacing it, and I have new ones here. And then, yeah, we'll check back in from Wesley's. We made it to Wesley's shop. We're here. Wesley came extra early, and the big announcement is we're working with Sunoco race fuel this year. We have a bunch of drums here, super cool. Bunch of very bright pink race cans. So we just got this onto these wheels, which was really fun. Should have filmed that, but maybe the next one. And yeah, E85R is what we're running. So it's pretty exciting. Get this in the car, into the jerry cans for the dyno, which is hopefully happening Monday. Yeah. All right, party people, we made it home. Just put in a new front main seal because the front main seal was leaking. Went to show that, and then all of a sudden it's in. So didn't get to show that. We're gonna work on getting this fuel out, getting the new fuel in, getting some wrap on the car, and just buttoning everything up. So check back in a little bit. All right, party people, so let me get a little bit more into the explanation of why the tune did not go so good. So, at my battery right now, we have 12.53. Okay? So let me turn the fuel pump on. Granted, the car's not on, but we're at 12.5. Oh, can I just set this up right here? Can you guys see that? And 11.14. So we're losing quite a bit, but the car's not on. I'm gonna start the car. It's gonna get super loud, so I'm gonna mute it and possibly talk over it. Okay, so that was the test. So we just ran the fuel pump. We were in the car for 10 minutes. I think I explained over what I was doing. If I did not, and I just fast forward it. basically the first time that I left it on, the number that you were seeing when the car was on was no fans. No fans. The second time that I saw it when I was doing this, that's what the fan's on. So the fans are causing a decent drop. I'm not too sure why. If that's normal. I talked to another driver. He said that his kind of measured up with where mine is. So I'm not too sure what that's all about, but it's what everyone else is having. So maybe I need to change up the wiring. When I flipped, maybe something's grounded out. I don't really know. You know, the fan wire is still the same from when I flipped. So going to now jump to making a new bracket for the fuel cans, which I'll show you in a second. I'm jumping back and forth because I'm trying to put this little piece in. But yeah, let's jump to the fuel cans. Okay. With how busy this week has been, it's hard to show things. I made the new gas can holder. The end one is kind of tight. I'll show you why. I didn't have time to make a whole new thing, so it's just this piece in here, this piece in here. This is where it used to be. I put a new bar here. I'm gonna weld this one in. So because this piece is taller, like it's pushing up and in, made it a little bit tighter, but we're gonna weld in the rest of this piece and then jump on wrapping the car again. All right, party people, closing up the garage for the day. Only 7 o'clock, that's rad. All right, party people, it's Sunday. We officially have one more weekend and then it's hot pit weekend. So we are supposed to have dyno session tomorrow night. So I got to get the car ready for that. I had to cut a couple wires out from the fuel pump, you know, movement, which I'll actually show you what I did today. So today we got to run a wire for, let me see. Got to run some new wires for our fuel sending unit and a wire for my post cooler gauge. So it's just a ground wire. And this one needs this is the signal wire and this is the ground wire. And they go to the gauge right here. So got to make sure those get in for tomorrow so we know how much gas we have. Got to get this gas out of here. Because we're going to put in the race ethanol and then, yeah, I think just go back to wrapping things. I think for the most part, that's it. Might look at the suspension after we went to the field suspension event. There's a lot of things that I want to try and not necessarily change, but make sure that what it's supposed to be happening is actually happening. So yeah, get started right now. I'll show you guys some of the stuff that we're doing today. All right, party people. So we're inside the car. I'm going to show you guys what I did. Unfortunately, I didn't film any of this because I was supposed to have my tune on yesterday. So we were rushing everything, and then with some scheduling conflicts and some parking lot conflicts, we weren't able to get there. So this says heater and purge. It's not heater and purge. This is heater and purge now. Originally, everything came off of this arc switch panel, which I would definitely not recommend anybody do. It's good for certain things, but when you start running into bigger units, like my fuel pumps are 16 amps each, this needs to just be a signal. That's all you should use it for. So fuel pump 1, fuel pump 2. So the fuel pump right here has 2 wires on it, if you can see, and those 2 wires are strictly signal wires. They are closing these 2 relays, which is what this was supposed to do. But anyways, it's closing these 2 relays. So these 2 relays get powered from the main distribution block. This is a power wire from the battery, well, from the kill switch, but to here. So these relays are constantly powered. And then when I hit the fuel pump, it closes these 2, which allows the full current, full voltage to flow through. We're no longer seeing a 3-volt drop at the fuel pump. So this is for fan 1, this is for fan 2. It's definitely how I so fan 1, same thing, just closes this relay. Fan 2 just closes that relay. If you do get these switches, it's definitely how I would recommend that you do it, because this just can't handle the load everything needs. Like this is the feeder wire for this, and this is number 6, I think, maybe number 4, but it's not enough to hold 16, 16, 14, 14 plus, you know, everything else. So yeah, I'm gonna get this covered up. It's a little bit messy because of these wires from the relays, but I have some drawings on how I want to redo everything when I have a spare minute, which is never. So in the meantime, it's gonna work great. So yeah, we'll get this covered up. And I remembered I have to make a new breather for the fuel cell, so we'll make that together, because I don't think I've ever made AM lines on this YouTube channel yet. So yeah, right there. All right, new fuel vent is in. So according to most rule books, fuel cell companies and everything, you want 6 foot of hose, coiled breather, higher than everything. I can't get it higher than the fill port, but it is pretty close. If it ever needed to be, I can move this mount up to there and then kind of poke it up so it's a little higher. But the other thing is my car is under a cover all the time, so anything higher than this will get destroyed. So cut all the zip ties in here. Everything's looking really nice now. So the rear of the car should be 100% done. Gotta put my sticker back there, but that can be done at any time. So I believe we're getting closer and closer. I have to rewrap the rear bumper, which I'm putting off, and the front bumper, which I've been putting those 2 things off because I really don't want to do them. So I'm going to clean the inside of the car. I have to return a couple of things to Amazon this week, so I gotta get those things ready. Hopefully I can have Heather drop them off, which would be really helpful. Thank you, Heather. Tested, oh, this is something. I tested this gauge down here, which I hope you guys can see from, well, it's the fitting that was leaking air or leaking nitrous, and I put PTFE paste on it. It wasn't working, so I went to SoCal Nitrous Supply. I think I mentioned that earlier. They hooked me up, put blue thread locker on there, and it's holding great. So that's awesome. Super excited on that. So let's get the car cleaned up on the inside for the 900th time, and possibly get the passenger seat in here. I might look at the dash because I need to find the other plug for the ECU. Plugs into one, and I can plug a computer into the other one so I can read off of the computer. And I don't remember what I did with that plug when I redid all the wires, so I think we can start on that. I gotta wrap the rear here because you can kind of see it with the rear bumper on. Wrap that black trim piece, get the trunk on, wrap the, oh yeah, I got a lot to do. I forgot about that stuff. I gotta wrap a bunch more things, so let's get started on that, and yeah, we'll check back in a little bit. All right, party people, it's dark. Car, hair just flew in my mouth. That was crazy. Car's loaded up outside. We're going to the dyno tomorrow. Hopefully we can have the fuel issue sorted. Spray ethanol, spray nitrous, use our badass new Sunoco fuel, and make some power. See you guys tomorrow, or no. The tune will be on the next week's video, so checking out here. Let's see, I wrapped some of the front bumper, which I'll put a picture here. The car, I unwrapped the front and rear bumper, which I didn't show because it's just some work. I filmed 2 long things today, which I think turned into the making a line. I think I turned that into its own video, so you guys probably saw part of that, or you'll see the other, you'll see it like Wednesday probably. It's how to make a PTFE line. And I filmed something else too. I think it was me wrapping the wing was what I filmed, so maybe I'll put that in this one. But yeah, see you guys next week. We're going testing next weekend, and should be good. not sure if you guys can hear me. We did the E85 pull with the Sunoco race gas. We made 497. We made 498 last year, but we were running a 408 gear ratio. This year we're running a 390 gear ratio. So Danny mentioned that that can cause some, differences. With the 390, we should be making more power. It takes more power. So 497. Had we had a 408, it probably would have been, more than 5. So, but we still don't have more than 5 yet. Doing the nitrous pull now. Looked like it was going to the moon, so I think it was supposed to be a little bit more progressive, but I don't know. I also am 30% sure that it's the right size jet. We just did one pull with the nitrous. Did a lot. I think it's making 575 now and 620 peak torque. That's a lot. That's a lot. All right, we made 595 torque and 574 horsepower. So it was 620 something before, and Danny lowered it because it was just it was a lot. It was a lot. So I think he said he took timing out of it or something. But yeah, this is our dyno for the year. So everything's happy. Injectors are at 70%, I think. Yeah. Pretty rad.